Here, man. Welcome to Monday's edition of Magoo Sports News. It was a monstrous weekend of sport. I'm going to have to get straight into it because time is of the essence. So let's crack on. So folks, what an absolute great weekend of sport. I've got so much to talk about. I'm going to have to get into it and talk fast. So first and foremost, what happened? Community Shield. What a game of football we had. Manchester United versus Manchester City. Game finished 3-2 to Man United. Basically the game went as follows if you missed it. Man United came out of the blocks and just went at them. They were all over the place, passing the ball out wide, through the middle, but they just couldn't score. And then Man City get a free kick up the other end, against the run of play, and David Silva curls in a beauty onto the head of Lescott. Bang, 1-0 Man City. Man United a bit shell-shocked by this, but still came back out and started playing again really well. But then, for some reason, a mistake by one of the Man United players I can't remember who it was, but eventually passed to Dzeko, pretty much in his just inside Man United's half, turned on the ball, ran at the players, and bang, hit it from miles out. Total potluck, and basically the ball goes into the back of the net. David De Gea could have got to it, but still 2-0 just before half time. So shell-shocked, Man United made a couple of changes, 3 changes at half-time, sending a couple of youngsters and Johnny Evans. So Jones comes on and Cleverly comes on, and then Evans comes on replacing Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic. But this made Man United just galvanised or something. They came out and basically got a free kick. Nani did exactly the same as David Silva, put in a great ball. Smalling, bang, sticks in the net, 2-1. Man City looking a bit nervous now. And then basically one of the best goals you will see of the season. Intricate passing, one-touch football by Man United. Get the ball into the box, and then Nani finishes it off with a brilliant finish. 2-2. And you're thinking, it's going to go to penalties, but then Man City with a chance right at the end. Corner kick comes in, pinball around about the box, but then basically Rooney smacks it clear. And the ball goes all the way up to the halfway line, bounces once, Vincent Kompany lets it bounce with Nani bearing down on him, and then Nani basically gets the ball one-on-one with the keeper, finishes 3-2 to Man United. So it sends out a statement to the rest of the league that Man United are there. But I tell you what, that was a great advert for the Premier League. I'm so glad the Premier League's back next week because the standard of football is so much better. All these friendlies we've had have been a bit duff, but still, great to see the game. Anyway, one also wanted to mention, did you notice Wayne Rooney's hair implants? Not much said about it in commentary, but I noticed it. Beforehand, he looked like this. But this was him on Sunday. Look at the difference. Still got a shaved head to kind of hide the fact, but he's got hair implants. Well, funny. Anyway, what else did we have? We had the Scottish Premier League and Inverness Caley Thistle. Yes, we finally managed to get a point on the board, but we still conceded a late goal. We should have had the 3 points. We were 3-2 up and Dunfermline equalised. Never mind, at least we've got a point on the board. Motherwell, again, basically beat Hearts 1-0. They're top of the league on 7 points, albeit Celtic have got a game in hand. Ian Black, former Caley Thistle player, got sent off. Haha, what a stun. Celtic maintain their 100% record. They beat the Sheepshaggers Aberdeen 1-0. Bad news for them though, Izagiri broke his leg. Didn't look too bad a tackle, but he kind of fell on top of his leg. And he's broken it and dislocated ligaments, I think, so bad news for him. And Dundee United, everything seems to be going wrong for them at the moment. They they drew 1-1 with St Mirren. Scott Severin broke his leg in 3 places, which means he's 32 years old now, so that could be his career over. They lost David Goodwillie as well, obviously, last week, so he was their best player. I know Dundee United won last week, but their other results were 2 draws at home, and they exited the Europa League, so not looking good for them. We'll see what happens to them next weekend. If they lose, I think a mini crisis is on. Anyway, into the Championship, and the Football League kicked off. Basically, good start for Ipswich, Southampton and Brighton. They all had wins, good wins at that. West Ham lost to Cardiff. Now, West Ham are bookies' favourite to go up, or were bookies' favourite, but they lost to a late goal from Kenny Miller. Newcastle have signed Gabriel Obertan from Man United. See what he does. Never really got a chance at Man United, but he seems like he's got a bit of class about him. Joins other fellow Frenchmen in there, so we'll have a few friends around. Maybe he'll settle in pretty well. Carlos Tevez has returned to Manchester, something he said he would never do. He turned up for training this morning, trained for about 20 minutes, and then basically left. Maybe to go have talks, we don't know. What else? Oh yes, Carlos Tevez of Manchester. Maybe he'll make a friend in Sergio Aguero. The two of them have links. Carlos Tevez is good friends with Diego Maradona. Sergio Aguero is married to Diego Maradona's daughter. So a bit of a linkage family thing going on there. Bit incestuous if you ask me. But anyway, maybe Tevez will be happy to stay. Anyway, what else? Arsenal lost their final friendly away to Benfica, and it was appalling. Basically, they did okay. It was the same Arsenal as last year, though. Great possession, just couldn't really finish it. Gervinho crossed in for Robin van Persie to score the first goal, but then just after that, they didn't do anything. Woeful defending, lost 2 goals, and they lost 2-1 to Benfica. So I can honestly see Arsenal finishing in 6th this year in the Premier League, because they ain't going to win many games, and I honestly think they'll lose against Newcastle away this weekend. So anyway, what else? Into the Rugby League, and it was the Challenge Cup semi-finals. I'm going to have to skim through this. Sorry to the Rugby League fans, but Wigan basically beat St Helens 18-12. Wigan were front runners from the off, and Castleford lost to Leeds 10-8. Great game it was. Leeds were 2-0 up at half time. Castleford came out and scored a try, raggy chase, individual effort, great try, 8-2, but then Leeds came out and levelled it up to make it 8-all into extra time, and then basically Leeds got a penalty for a high tackle. Castleford manager says it was a high tackle, sorry, but Castleford manager said that a lot of the high tackles during the game never went his way either, so he was a bit pissed off about that. Into the Tri-Nations, and New Zealand humped Australia 30-14 to take the Bledisloe Cup. Also again sets down another marker to say we're here to win the World Cup. England beat Wales 23-19. Good display by England. A lot of not youngsters, but fringe players showed their steel. Maybe they'll get picked for the World Cup. And Scotland beat Ireland 10-6 with a late try. What else happened? Okay, the golf. Yes, the World Golf Championship at Bridgestone Invitational. And Adam Scott won by 4 shots. Had a great final round. Went along pretty slowly to start with, but then started banging in a few birdies. Now, the interesting thing about this was Adam Scott has now got Steve Williams as his caddy. Now, if you know a bit about golf, you'll know that Steve Williams was Tiger Woods' caddy for 15 years. Now, what happened was, with Tiger Woods being injured, Steve Williams basically went and caddied for Adam Scott for a couple of events to kind of keep himself in the mix, because he wasn't really doing anything with Tiger Woods' latest injuries. So Tiger Woods apparently didn't agree to this, or was a bit unhappy about this, so he sacked Steve Williams as his caddy. Steve Williams is pretty much the best caddy out there. So anyway, he signs up with his fellow Antipodean compatriot, Adam Scott, and he's now permanent caddy. So anyway, Adam Scott wins this big event, and 2 things. Steve Williams, really funny, earned more money than Tiger Woods because Tiger Woods finished in 37th. Second thing, like I said, Tiger Woods was rubbish. And it was quite surprising because on Friday afternoon, Sky Sports came out and banged on about Tiger Woods being so good after a first round -2. But I said he was crap, and I knew he'd be rubbish. If there was a cut in this event, Tiger Woods would have missed it. So anyway, another thing as well, Steve Williams always says no to journalists. But this time, journalists went up to him afterwards and said, "Can we interview you?" And he said, yeah, no problem. And he said that this was the best win of his 33-year caddying career, just as to say Get it up, you Tiger Woods. So pretty funny there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next week because it's the final major of the year. And essentially that was all sport this weekend, guys. It was a great weekend. I banged on a bit long, so let's crack on with what's coming up. So folks, quick review of what we've got coming up this week. International friendlies, 3 to watch out for: Italy versus Spain, Scotland versus Denmark, and England versus Holland. All on Wednesday night, ITV for the England game. Euro 2012 qualifier, Northern Ireland play the Faroe Islands. May not watch that one. Cricket third test, England versus India. That starts on Wednesday, 10:30 Sky Sports. That's going to be a cracking one. Can England become world #1 team, test team? They need to win this one to do that. In the golf, and the final major of the year starts. US PGA at Atlanta. I think Tiger Woods will miss the cut because he's crap now. And in the tennis, the big guns are back for the Canadian Masters. Can Andy Murray beat Rafa Nadal or Novak Djokovic? I don't think he will. Should be good. Watch out for these ones. So folks, that's everything for this week. Don't forget about the fantasy football. Sign up if you haven't already. I'm going to go off and watch all this sport. Hope you guys enjoy your week and aren't too depressed because it's Monday. Thanks for watching Magoo Sports News. See you guys on Friday.